brings the laughter, keeps us rolling along. David's in the corner, sipping soda with a grin. Dustin's got the stories, let the chaos begin. Take a breath, we're here to unwind. Even when it's crazy, it's a good time. Calm down, it's fine, take it step by step. We're sitting on the couch, laughing with the missteps. Cam, David, and Dustin, guiding our ride. Embrace the absurd, let the good vibes collide.
Welcome to the Calm Down is Fine podcast.
Fine podcast. Also now being rebranded as the Good Company podcast officially.
Yep.
This is it.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Someone's not here.
Yeah.
And let's
his
be
name is
honest.
Harrison.
Let's be honest. It's probably the guy why most of you guys started listening to us in the first place. Cameron he's left us.
Yep. He's getting his kidneys replaced.
Cameron is no longer with us.
He's with his wife.
You can take that whichever way you want.
Well,
No. Cameron, we talked to Cameron just the last week, and Cameron said that with 2 babies, committing to recording every week or every other week is just a little hard. So he said that he's just going to take a little break from the podcast, and then he's gonna get back at it. He's thinking in just a little bit.
Sorry, I was just
what in the world? So
I was just trying to see if that would work. Sorry. All right. Anyway.
So yeah, Cameron, he's not with us. He's gonna be missing for a couple of episodes. Not to saying that he won't pop in from time to time, but he just said with all of the crazy life changes, he needed to take a little break.
And I say good riddance.
So let's watch this viewership
tank all the way. We'll be back in single digits before too long.
Speaking of big life changes, as you guys know, I'm having a baby, and we found out the other day that more specifically, we're having a baby girl.
We don't have any
Hashtag.
We don't have any sound bites, do we?
Hashtag girl dad. That's what it is. Hashtag girl dad. I think I can type that in here. I can type that in and go. Hashtag.
Does it show up?
Huh?
Right. How do you do that?
Hashtag girl dad.
Yo, how did you do that?
I can do whatever. I have the power now. Now that Cameron's gone, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, let's say a bunch of bats.
Let's. But having a. I just saw what your chat says. We are
just trying to figure this out.
Hashtag girl dad. Well, this is the way it's gonna be. We're having a girl. Nikki is excited. She was praying for a girl, and the Lord delivered. So yeah, little.
That's pretty amazing. We were kind of talking about this the other day, and obviously I don't know anything about having children. But I do.
Neither do I.
2 dogs, and everyone says that's the exact same thing.
Oh, for sure.
No difference at all. And if anything, dogs are harder.
So I've heard.
So
for sure.
Yes, that's what I've been told. But it's got to be. I mean, it's obviously like a pretty big deal to find out that like you're gonna have a kid. But then I feel like, at least in my mind, once you're like, oh, it's gonna be a girl, or oh, it's gonna be a boy, it makes it more like. Because before it's just kind of like, you're having a baby, but I feel like it's more like, it just feels kind of vague, like, oh, we're having a baby. It's really exciting, but whatever. Now it's like, oh, I'm having a girl. Like, this is when she is coming, and it's going to be a girl, and we're going to have to raise a girl. Like, it's very different, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's as someone else who also doesn't know anything about having kids and only having 2 dogs and a cat.
Wait, what episode is this? Do we know what episode this is?
This is episode 125.
Same age as David.
I look good for my age.
And having kids.
Yeah, but that's kind of just how the whole the pregnancy life has been. Because at first it was just like Nikki was like, I'm pregnant, and I was just like, whoa. I was like, okay. So like, it didn't really feel all that real. It was just like there was this test that was telling us that we were gonna have a kid. But then once we went to the doctor and you hear the heartbeat and stuff like that, then you're like, oh, there's like a real kid.
That's crazy. Because yeah, now
Huh.
it's one thing just because obviously we're not doctors. We don't know anything. I don't know anything. So you find out, oh, we're having a baby, and then you're to actually visually there's evidence, right? Before you're on trial and they're like, you're having a baby, and they're like, you can't prove it, and then they do, and you're like, oh, that's just weird. That seems like such a surreal.
It's a weird experience
thought.
all the way around. Of course, Nikki wanted a girl, but we're not set on like a girl name. We are set on a boy name. If they were like, you're having a boy, it's like the name's locked in. We already know. But now that it's a girl, it's been a point of contention of us going back and forth of what to name said child.
I'm gonna look up the weirdest name I can find, and then if any one of our listeners has that name, that would basically publicly shame them.
Yeah, no. Nikki wants, I assume like everybody when they're trying to name a kid does this. They're like, I want a unique name that like nobody's has.
Yeah, you
And
could
I'm
name
like-
her Nebula.
And I'm like, I get that, I understand, but there's a reason why no one has these names.
Man, some of these are weird. You can Morgana.
I think these are.
You can name a girl Bowie. That feels weird.
I think Morgana and Nebula are comic book characters.
It feels like. I mean, Nebula. Well, Nebula's in Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
That's
Isn't
the
that the
blue chick?
Yeah.
The blue chick, right?
Lux,
the robot one.
Lyra. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Blossom.
Like a Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah, these are all superheroes. That's where these names are from. Vashti. I don't even know how to. Bronwyn. I feel like that's unique biblical baby girl.
What if
name.
you're LeBron?
Wait, huh?
LeBron one.
That's hilarious.
Right.
That's funny. Well, if he ever decides to change teams,
LeBron one.
there you go.
Well, I figured we'd wait till it's like 2 or 3 and then force it into
Yeah.
a decision.
Yeah. Jezebel.
What does the name Jezebel mean? Because I think I heard a message one time, like a guy preached that the name Jezebel has like a good meaning, but she never lived up to the meaning of her name. Like that was the whole purpose of his message. But I don't know.
The name Jezebel of Hebrew origin has uncertain meanings, but is often interpreted as "Where is the prince?" or "Baal exalts."
All right, so not good at all. So that message was just
Yeah.
it's stuck with me my whole life, and it was just factually
okay,
incorrect.
So, oh yeah, so the name is very much connected to Baal worship, apparently.
Nice.
That's cool. So not good, but so
You
that
know,
was.
it's okay.
So
I
I'm not
dabble
trying to-
here and there.
This is a little. And this baby name thing, there's a section that says unique biblical baby girl names, and Jezebel is one of them, and so is Bathsheba, and it's like I don't think, and so is Hagar. I don't think anyone that wants to use a biblical name would use any of those. Because none of these are like good names.
Bathsheba, she
I mean,
catches.
she didn't really do anything wrong.
She
but-
catches flack.
Yeah, but it's still like it seemed like because you'd have to obviously understand the story.
There's only
And then
I
to,
know.
like,
There's
to
only
pick
one
the
thing.
name, it's literally
That's
just like
the
the
issue.
one thing.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
the
like,
issue. Is like there's only
Yeah.
one. I mean, she gave birth to the wisest king of
She
all
did.
time ever.
Yeah.
You know,
So
so shout out to you, Bathsheba. Longtime listener of the show, Bathsheba. Yeah. But yeah, no, we having a little baby girl, and we've been bouncing around different ideas. We've got a cool list of like four names that we're bouncing around. We've got till January to figure it out.
that's pretty cool. And then I've never had. I mean, the hardest thing I've ever had to name would be a dog. So and
Well,
I always
that's the other thing, right? Like we've been looking at every baby list name that's ever been put on the internet. Not to mention there's like 4 or 5
and that's
people
gotta be stressful too because like you're picking the name of your child and it's gonna have this name
forever.
for forever.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that's like the well. So here's my thing, right? And it's partly because I'm just a horrible human being, right? Is some of the names that my wife throws out there, I'm like, dude, I can't sign on to that. And she's like, why not? And I'm like, because kids are mean. I was like, and if I would make fun of that name, like, what am I supposed to? If my kid comes home from somewhere and they're and she's like, oh, these people made fun of my name, like I'm gonna be like, well, it was a good joke. Like, you know, like there's certain names that I just can't get on board with because I just feel like like that's a whole life of having to explain where that name came from, and I don't feel like doing that to my kid. But one of the things I've noticed is since we've looked at every list on the planet, is that there's two names that pop up on almost every list.
Mhm.
They're very, very popular right now.
Can I guess? I feel like Charlotte would be one.
Charlotte is on a lot of lists, but those aren't. That's not one of the two names
Okay.
that I'm
All right.
specifically thinking
All right.
about. It's Sailor and Kaya, which are wonderful, wonderful girl names. I'm on board with both of those names for girls. The problem is those are the names of my dogs. So, I mean, it pops up on almost every list. Sailor Kaya, Sailor Kaya,
That's funny. You
Sailor
should
Kaya.
just-
And
Here's your game plan, right? So you get a dog, you name it something, and then you have a kid, you name it something. The exact same name as the dog, and then you keep doing that back and forth. Don't have a kid till you get another dog, name it what you're gonna name that kid. That way, it just keeps everybody on their toes.
no,
You know?
so Sailor and Kaya are both very popular names right now, and I can't use either of them.
What's Maybe you should give it a girl dog name. Girl dog names.
We're just like, yeah. When my wife listens to this episode,
Noah, you call it. I mean, I
when
guess that's a good
when
one.
my wife listens to this episode, it's gonna go over great.
I just think it's funny. I can't take anything seriously.
Bella, Lucy, Daisy, Luna,
Yep,
Lola.
I think we're looking at the same thing. Allegra. You see,
Allegra?
name it Allegra. That's a name.
Dude, I've seen that on
You
a lot
can
of lists
name it-
too.
No, you can name it after a
Allergy medicine.
allergy medication. That seems wrong. A mall. I feel like that. A mall. I mean, Hebrew means laborer.
Are you looking at dog names or girl names?
No, I'm looking at dog names. I'm on Chewy.
Because I've seen Allegra on human names. Just saying, I've seen them.
No. Oh, this says you can name it America. Can you imagine?
America.
Dude, the power you would wield. Your name is America. Wow. I would want to save that for a man, though.
You would want to name a man America?
Yes. America. What if, ooh, you name, that'd be cool. You could name your son, okay, hear me out, alright? You name your son, when you have one, but you get the dog first. Anyway, you name your son's first name, Captain, middle name, America, good stuff.
So fun fact, so Bethany and Eric Tweed, so when we got Sailor, they
Yeah.
got a dog from Sailor's same litter, which is her brother, and they named him Captain. So
Really?
just a lot of dog names. A lot of these good names are being wasted on dogs.
On dogs, yeah, a bunch of
They
stupid little
stinking
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah, but my doggies are nice and good.
Mm.
She's a good girl. She's crazy. Her name is Anna. Dude, that's right. That's right.
I got Sailor and Kaya both laying right here at my feet.
Yeah, mine are right here too. The wife's out of town, and I'm watching it. I gotta watch these things because they're crazy. Especially this one. She's crazy.
Yeah, but what else? What else has been new on the front of Dustin Sadoff?
For me, this past Sunday, I had an opportunity to fill in at why can't my brain is shutting down? Someone help me, please. Foundation Baptist Church, and
How firm?
so-
How did
oh
you
my
guys sing "How Firm the Foundation"?
No.
So you filled in. So you filled in for this
I
guy.
did.
What's the pastor's name?
Pastor.
Dustin Sadoff?
I mean, it was no. Garrett Hale.
Garrett Hale. I don't think I know him. How did you come across one
So-
Garrett Hale
So I.
and leave such an impression as to where he was like, this man needs to fill my bulb?
So let me give you all the backstory here, okay? So I knew that he had been trying to start a church, but I never in my head really made the connection. And then we had at our Christmas Eve service, him and his family showed up, and his dad I recognized, and I was like, Mr. Hale, and then all the information in my brain started going like
Started
you know,
unlocking.
unlocking, and I was like,
you look like Jimmy Neutron when he's coming up with
Yes.
a plan. It's just like
yes. Well, and then I was like, I'm
brain
like,
blast.
how did I never think of this before? His dad was my high school electrical teacher at the tech school I went to. So, and he's a genius, and he's the best teacher I ever had. And I was like, this is insane. This is making so much sense. And I forgot I had these cookies right here, so I'm going to eat these as I tell the story. I'm
Just
kidding.
gonna munch
Well,
into that mic.
Cameron would not be pleased with that. So, in his respect, may he rest in peace. I'll save it for a second. Hail Mary, full of grace. Anyway, so he
That
they
reminds,
had,
dude. I'm sorry. That reminds me.
What?
I was listening to this guy preach. Where were we? Oh man, we were somewhere. It might have been at teen camp, and a guy was preaching, and he said, "What would you do in this situation?" And he said, just in case it works. And dude, it made me laugh so hard. He's like, "Just in case, bro."
oh my gosh, there's been a couple times when like my pastor, like my brother Lutrick's in town, and he'll come up to him and be like, or like we'll be like about to do the service or revival or whatever, and then I was like, Brother Lutrick, why don't you pray for us? And then he'll stand up and say, Hail Mary, full of grace, and then sit down. It's so funny. It's with an accent. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Well, he did it. He did it at your rehearsal because he was like, and
Yes,
then
he did, that's
You're
right,
gonna
yeah.
pray over Dustin and Kenzie, and he was like,
Yeah.
Father, and I was like, yeah, this man, funny guy. Anyway, back to your story.
Yeah. So he was out of town. I think he's going around a couple of different churches or whatever right now. I think he's in Mexico. At the church. And it needed someone to fill in, so we reached out to my pastor. He was like, hey, do you have anyone that can fill my pulpit on Sunday? And then my pastor came to me and was like, here's our plan. And I was like, good plan. So then, boom. And it really kind of worked out. No, I was just saying that as backstory to like, that's how
okay.
there kind of came.
I was
for
like,
me,
talk
they
about
really came back
planning in
picture.
advance. Like back in December, he was like,
Well-
I'm gonna need someone to fill in for me in July.
Well, outside of
Like that is, bro. That is
No.
planning ahead.
this came about like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Maybe it was a full month. Anyway, so this has been a thing for a while, like about a month. I was just giving the other backstory because outside of that, had that not really happened, the only thing I would have known about him was that I knew his name. I knew he was trying to start a church, but I didn't really know, the backstory of who he was. But then after that, I was like, it, kind of made more sense. And then I remembered being in school and him talking about like his dad, about being in a Bible believing church and all this stuff. I was like, now this is all making so much sense. And my brain had completely forgotten all of this. Like in the absolute depths, the very depths of all memory,
Yep.
everything went to die.
Brain blast.
And
Brain blast.
yeah.
Jimmy Neutron.
so anyway, so that was cool.
That is
was
cool, man.
that was my thing from Sunday.
That is cool. I think I've only filled in. I've outside of my church, I've filled in at our church before, but I think I've only filled in at another church one time. I feel like it doesn't really happen all that often.
I mean, that was the first time I've ever done that. So
I feel like I don't even hear about it like you filling in for another guy. And the reason I did it is because the pastor I knew over in Pennsylvania, he had back surgery, so he was like, I need somebody to fill in for me because I can't stand. And I was like, all right, I got you, boo.
yeah, they're they're a small church because they're starting now.
Yeah, which means he probably doesn't have anybody.
He didn't really have anyone
in-house
else
that
to
can
fill
do it.
in.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
that's just me. And no one got up and left in the
I
middle
mean,
of
preacher's
it.
gonna
So,
preach. So anytime you get
pretty
an
exciting.
opportunity, it's good times.
yeah, I was preaching on sin.
As you should.
Yeah, just sin. I just stood up there, said sin a couple times. Looked everyone in the eyes, and then I
You're
sat
like,
back
Sin, you know.
down. Just went around.
And in
I had a
case,
pla-
in
I
case
had a
you
whi-
in case you think I forgot, Sin.
Yep, and then I made everyone come up. I had a wiffle ball bat. I was like, "Wah!"
Say your sin out loud. Smack.
Yeah, yep. If this hurts, it means you're sinning.
Uh, no, that's cool, man. That is exciting. We start VBS next week.
Ooh, we start soon. Is it next week? Oh no, it is, isn't it?
You don't sound like you're ready for VBS.
Oh no, we're good. Wait,
It's usually not
Oh,
the same week we have ours. I do know
I
that.
did my math wrong. Yeah, it's this week, so it's not right now. It's not next week. It's the week after.
Yeah, I was about to say usually you guys aren't the same week as us.
I messed something up. In my I don't know what's going on in my brain, but something's not working right.
But yeah, no, we have VBS this week. It's like race car themed. That's what we're getting done.
We're doing
this year.
ours is first responders themed. So
Yeah, we're doing it's race, it's like car themed, and Nikki works in the kitchen every year for VBS. She makes all the snacks for all the kids and all that stuff, right? And my dogs are about to start wrestling and fighting. Hey, none of that. I'm trying to record here.
yeah, don't you understand what's happening?
But Nikki works in the kitchen and stuff like that. So she decorated like the kitchen up and stuff like that. And she put there's like a menu board that has like a list of all the snacks that they're going to be making throughout the week. And I told her to write nobody likes the tuna, which is a reference to a movie. And so she put that there, and I don't know if you know what movie I'm talking about. Can you guess the movie? Can you guess it?
I feel like I've heard it.
Nobody likes it. He says, "Why are you here every day?" He goes, "I like the tuna," and he goes,
Oh.
"Nobody likes the tuna."
I just googled it. Yeah, yeah.
It's from the Fast and Furious.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I had her put "Nobody likes the tuna" on the menu, and then a friend of mine told her to put on the door, because nobody's allowed in the kitchen, to put on the door "Roads Closed, Pizza Boy," which is another line from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been goofing around with that and stuff like that, kind of making funny references. But
Yeah.
Nobody
To all
likes
things
the tuna.
speed related.
Nobody likes the tuna, because like I felt like that's such a deep cut that like unless you're someone like me who's probably watched Fast and Furious 300 times.
Have you seen the one clip where Vin Diesel's getting in I think it was the Charger that had like the I think the blower's like sticking out the hood.
Yeah.
And like there's someone laying on the ground. I don't remember the exact scene. And then like she's like be careful. And he's like if Fast and Furious was real life, and he's walking back to the car, gets in the car, and it starts it, but just keeps turning over. And it won't start, it just keeps turning over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those I understand that those are dumb.
They're
dumb
cult
movies.
they are cult classics.
Yeah, I'm in the
for
cult.
Sure.
I'm a cult baby.
I love cults. I'm in a bunch of them.
Yep. So yeah, as soon as they were like the theme this year is cars, I was like, oh yeah, I was like we can have fun with this. But
See what cult I can be in.
But like I know, like one guy at our church, he's like decorating his room like a garage.
Yeah.
And then somebody else, I heard somebody else might be doing like a speed racer theme. So like everybody's like got some car ideas. It'll be fun. It'll be a good. Yeah.
It's so weird. Sorry, I got too caught up in cults.
Okay. All right.
Well, one of them, I'm like, oh, I know that one. It's like trading cards. You're like, oh yeah, man, I
got trading cards for cults.
Yeah,
Cult leaders. I got a first edition cult leader holographic.
I'm starting something amazing.
You're starting a cult?
Yeah. And
Or the trading? Oh,
cards. Or the cards.
I was, all right. I was like,
We could.
What?
We could, and then it'll be a turtle themed cult. We'll all have to learn how to speak turtle.
Am I not
And-
turtley enough for the turtle club?
Master of Disguise, dude, that's so funny. Wow, Michael Myers back in the day.
That wasn't Michael Myers. That was
Yeah, it was
No, no,
I
no,
thought it
no,
was.
no. That was
Master of Disguise.
That's not Michael Myers. That's Steve. Is it something Steve?
Oh, Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Dana Carvey.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne's World, it's
Wayne's
insane
World.
stuff. Party time, excellent. Dana Carvey is funny, and I feel like he's not really in anything right now.
No, a lot of people. I don't know. A lot of like the older actors and stuff like that just haven't been doing it. Of course,
Yeah.
I say that, but then like I just saw that Happy Gilmore 2. There's like a Happy Gilmore 2 out now.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, there's some of that stuff's coming back.
better hit VidAngel.
I feel like I think it will. I mean, honestly, VidAngel, they're like you can find pretty much anything on there. It hasn't really let me
Have
down.
I ever told you what I think the funny thing about VidAngel is?
Oh, the fact that people have to watch the stuff to be able to censor it. Yeah,
That is the
I-
weirdest thing to consider like a ministry ever. Like
yeah,
the more I think about it, the more it makes me laugh. Like
yeah. It's
they're like,
I have to
nobody-
sin
Yeah.
so no one else can sin.
I have to take the bullet. I gotta darken my soul so the next guy can watch
Guy.
this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Dana Carvey's from Montana. That just seems like not a place where a celebrity would be from.
But I guess like AI can probably do a lot of.
That's what I was thinking about that too. So I feel like even without there's got to be some kind of like an algorithm. I mean, if you can use like facial recognition software and stuff like that, or like I feel like you'd be able to use that kind of stuff to be able to take it out without having to directly watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual answer is, but
But there used to not be an algorithm. That's for sure.
nope,
So
man. They were
just like
old school.
they were just like searing their conscience for the benefit.
For the betterment of other people, other Christians.
Yo, bro. The more I think about it, the more it makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's definitely a strange thought because, I mean, I like it is a little bit of a little bit of mental gymnastics for you to be like, yeah, we're good, but
Yeah, like yeah. I don't know how. I don't know
know.
how like.
I use it. It makes me feel better.
I just
don't care
imagine-
how the
This is how I imagine VidAngel started. It was like somebody one day was like sitting there and they got caught watching a bad movie.
yeah.
And they were like, no. I'm
No.
just
I'm
taking
just-
notes so that I can tell
I can
people
edit this.
which parts to skip.
Yeah,
And I feel like he got caught and then he made up this story and then he was like, well, now I have to commit. And
this
now,
just made me think of something.
okay,
Have you you've watched Amazing World of Gumball, right?
I have
Had to.
I've seen episodes. I'm a little old. Like that came out after my cartoon year. I say cartoon years. Like I wouldn't watch a
I did.
cartoon today.
I'll still be watching. What are you saying, boy?
But no, I haven't watched. I haven't seen a lot of Gumball now.
Okay. That was like me and my brother absolutely loved that show. It was like the perfect level of stupid humor for us. We resonated
Yeah,
with it.
see,
We
the
felt
last-
like we were them.
The last cartoon I think that I saw, and it was as an adult. And the only reason I watched it is because somebody said, "Hey, you need to watch this cartoon." And I said, "I don't know, like the stupid humor thing, that's not really my thing." Like I didn't really when I was a kid, I
I
didn't
love
really
stupid
watch
humor.
I didn't really watch SpongeBob or stuff like that. I didn't like it just wasn't my thing.
That's
So-
totally my thing.
But he was like, no, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. There's a character in this cartoon that reminds me of you. So when I was 20, I watched the regular show.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
yeah, and because somebody told me that I reminded them of Mordecai.
Are you Mordecai? Yes, I was gonna
So,
say yes,
so I was,
absolutely.
So I was like, all right, I'll watch an episode. If I remind you this much about this blue bird, I'll watch an episode. And I watched an episode, and I promise you, the first episode I watched, I heard this bird say things that I
That you
was
said.
saying on the regular, and I was just like, yo, whoever wrote this show has been like watching me. So like, Like, for example, like a perfect example is we've been recording this episode, and I don't
Yeah.
know if you remember, but somebody emailed in and was like, David always goes, yo!
Yes,
And
yes,
like
and
they
that
do
they
that
do
in
the
the show all
same
the time.
thing.
And like,
Yeah.
so like I watched an episode of this show and I was just like, oh my. So like, and then I ended up watching like a bunch of the episodes because it was kind of funny. But yeah, no, that was the last. I think that was like the last cartoon that that somebody was like, you need to watch this on Cartoon
Yeah.
Network, and I was like,
Well, like the last one that you like tried out.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like I've seen episodes of Bluey,
Yeah.
which I mean, like I don't even have kids, but I'm not ashamed, bro. Bluey goes hard.
I've heard so many people say that. I mean, it's a stereotype now. Is that like the parents are more interested in Bluey than the kids are?
Have you ever seen it,
No.
dude? Watch an episode of Bluey.
Oh, I will.
Watch an episode of Bluey, and it'll be, bro. You like, I genuinely like growing up, like we watched cartoons like Blue's Clues and
Oh, yeah.
and all this other stuff. But like as an adult, like I watch Bluey and I'm like, yo, how is this not like the greatest children's cartoon of all time? It's like entertaining, it's lighthearted, but then like not only is it like teaching lessons to children, but like every once in a while the cartoon's like, hey mom, hey dad, we're about to drop some knowledge on YouTube. Like, bro, it's like very introspective for some stinking Australian Shepherd blue heeler cartoon dog.
Yeah.
I thought they were dingoes, so I was recently corrected on that.
Well, and I didn't realize that. I just assumed that dog was a boy, but apparently it's a girl.
Fun fact, Dad, did you know that Blue is a girl from Blue's Clues?
What?
Yeah. And
No.
Magenta-
Are you serious?
and Magenta in Blue's Clues is a boy. Sailor.
How are we supposed to know that?
Yeah. Blue is a girl.
Since we're fitted, Blue is a girl.
And Magenta
Wow.
Magenta is a boy. So
Wow, that kind of shatters my universe.
But
Wow.
the Blue's Clues went
You-
like super woke with like all this like
Did it?
Yeah, like I don't know if you've seen the video, but like you can find it on YouTube. There's like Blue's Clues got into like transgenderism and stuff like that.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
Blue's Clues did like a pride parade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, it's on YouTube. The Blues Clues That is like insane.
Yeah. No, it was like bad too. Like I watched the video. It's like bad. It's
Yeah,
like
there's a drag queen in this one.
yeah, the drag queen like leads the parade, and then it's like non-binary and love is love and da 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 da, and it's like this whole it's to the tune of like da
Wow.
da 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 da
Yeah,
da 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 ha 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 ha.
that's
I forget what the
crazy.
real words to that song is. The ants go marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah, something like that. But like, that's like the tune to their Pride Parade song. It's like it was like crazy, dude. I was like, wow, Blue's Clues. Just all right. Well, guess my kid won't be watching
That's
that.
like no, that is so far over the line. It's not even like casually saying like, "Oh, I have two parents or two moms or two whatever." It's like full blown. I mean, like
It was
I'm
like
not
yeah, it
actually
was
watching
crazy.
the video. It's just like a little thumbnail. But to have an actual pride parade led by a drag queen, like, and for children, like, who cares? Why does that have to be? Why
Yeah,
do
dude.
children need to have to be subjected to that? What is the point?
Yeah. So anyway, Gumball, it's coming back. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I was. Yeah, so that was my point. It actually has come back. And the first episode was hilarious because
I think they
like, it's
announced
just,
like 20 episodes or something like. I read an article
have-
about it.
yeah,
announced,
I
like,
just
20
kind of
episodes.
started watching them last night, so
Kenzie's out of town.
she's out of town, and I was on. I was like,
when the wife's
I was
away,
like-
the boys will play. So
yeah, it was. So the first episode was so funny, and I think that obviously like the original show is going to be much funnier, just because that's usually how it goes. But I'm a fan, diehard fan, so I'm gonna watch anyway. But the first episode, the way it started, could not have been more perfect. So the camera like goes to their house, and like
How-
everything is covered in dust.
how many years has it been?
Like 7 or 8.
So is there a time jump in the show?
Nope.
So it just picks up like
No.
right from because so
Yes.
all right. So when I say the last cartoon I got into was the regular show back when I was like 20, that's a little misleading because X-Men 97 came out. which Disney put that out, and it was a continuation from the X-Men cartoon from the 90s when I was a kid. So it was a continuation. So it was like, that's why it was called X-Men 97. The first episode of X-Men 97 is like right after the last episode from the show in, I think,
Wow,
when it was
that's
like
cool.
1996 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I was like, well, I'm gonna watch this or I feel like a kid again. But like, so that's why I was asking if there's like a time jump. And then I also know like there's another cartoon that's coming out or it started to come out already. I never saw the original
I think you know what you're talking about.
of King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a huge
Yeah,
jump
I didn't.
after.
I
yeah.
didn't watch the original. I've never seen an episode of it. I can only assume that it's not exactly Christian television. But I know that when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to watch it. So, but that's like got a time jump in it, from my understanding. Again, I've never seen an episode, so and I probably wouldn't suggest that anybody watches it. But Gumball's back.
Yep. But the first episode was hilarious the way it started because like the camera like goes into their house and it shows it just it shows everything covered in dust. Like everything is like all dusty and there's like no one there. And then it goes up to like their room, which is very iconic from the show, like where the two brothers live, and they're all like there's like it looks like a body laying there, but it's just covered in dust. And then the alarm clock goes off, and they both sit up, and they're all like just look like they've been asleep for so long, and they're like, oh, I think we slept in. And then Gumball says, well, what time is it? How long did we sleep in? And then Darwin looks at the clock and he goes, oh, 7 years. It's like, which I think is pretty funny because it's like, oh, we haven't had a show on it. It's pretty cool. And then like, so they have to hurry up and rush to school, and it literally picks up where they left off. Which I like. I'm not a huge fan of the whole like time jump stuff. I feel like sometimes if it's done right, it can be okay. But I mean, people like it the way that especially with the cartoon. That's kind of the beauty of the cartoon is it doesn't matter how long it's running. You can pretty much keep everything the same the way everyone likes it. With live action, obviously you can't because people will get older, and sometimes that's nice because you can kind of grow with everybody. But I like.
But then sometimes it's not.
It is.
Have you seen Stranger Things?
No, but I've heard a lot about it.
Like that show started when
That's been around for a long time.
well, they've only had 4 seasons, and the show
Really?
started when they were all like little kids, and they were all like
There's only 4 seasons?
because there's been years between each season. But like
That seems weird.
like
I didn't know that.
like the last season's supposed to be coming out, and I'm like, they're all adults. Like, how are you gonna? How could you possibly pretend that these are still children?
Why is there such a gap in between seasons? Because
I
I
don't know.
remember that came out when I was in like I don't know middle school, maybe the end of elementary school.
You know,
It's been out for a while, so I didn't know that. What's the reasoning for
I
that?
guess it just takes a long time to record them.
First episode, the first air date was but I mean I don't know. It just seems like that's kind of crazy. It's only 34 episodes. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert in anything. First episode air date was 2016.
what a I'm not an expert on anything. That's the episode title. I'm not an expert on anything.
I'm not.
You just threw that in so casually. You were like, yeah, there's only been 34 episodes. I'm not an expert on anything. But it seems like you just slipped it in so casually.
What's funny is I say that all the time.
I'm not an expert on anything.
Talking to other people, trying to explain why I think we need to do something a certain way. I'm like, I'm not an expert at anything. I just like I don't know.
Do you want to get into the topic of the show?
Yeah, we can. Let me open it up correctly. I have a wait. I'm gonna. Oh man, where'd it go? Don't leave me yet. I'm a good person.
So the topic of today's show is abandoned places.
Yes, and it's
Dustin has a fascination with places that have been abandoned.
Is it showing up?
It is. That looks like medieval Star Wars. What am I looking at?
Does it show my face too, or just this?
I can see your face, and
How do I have it just?
I think when we edit, it just comes up as the screen, not just your face.
Okay.
Little
Well,
hide
anyway,
noises.
ta-da! This isn't the only thing we're talking about.
Are these
I have quite
abandoned
a
oil
few...
rigs? What are they?
No, so these are forts from, I think, World War II. So these are the Monsal Army forts off the coast of England. They're sea forts. So they're just so interesting. I mean, they're actually, if you look at it, I'm trying to make it bigger. I mean, like, those are windows, right? So they're pretty tall. I mean, there's like,
Well, these things are huge.
they're huge. You know, you're talking like 2-3 floors. I mean, that's a lot of space in these things, and it's all, you know, thick metal. They're forts. It's pretty amazing. And like, this is like over here. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
I don't know if it should.
The
Okay.
logistics
little
don't
crane.
make a whole lot of sense to me right now, though. Like, one, if those things are so high, how are people getting in and out of it?
There's a winch right there that they would use to raise people up
From a
and
boat?
down. Yeah.
And then
I think there was another way.
which
of getting there,
raises
but I don't-
raises my next question.
Yeah.
If there are groups of men on these sea forts, which I'm assuming, what could they possibly do from a sea fort? Like, if a boat is going by, and
they're gun towers, so they would shoot down German planes.
okay, so there'd be
There's
guns.
big
like, on
guns.
the
They're like
roof.
big flat guns on the roof. They would use to shoot down planes.
Okay.
They would try to, and this wasn't the only spot. They had a handful of them. I think this is the only one that has survived. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong with that.
My
I'm pretty
next,
sure this is the only one that
dude,
survived.
how long does it take to build one of those?
I don't know, but that's pretty impressive, right?
It is. I
Um,
just I feel like it's a whole lot of work. Like, were they successful? Like, or was it like, man, we just
I'm
built all of
pretty
these tree
sure.
forts in the middle of the ocean and they don't do nothing?
Well, I'm sure that was the actual reason for doing it. Some guy was like, "Look, this is gonna be really cool if we build a bunch of forts in the ocean." So you got my back on this? You got my back, bro?
Because
All right, let's do this.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, I feel like they would have to like have an insane amount of these forts in the ocean. Because I feel like if I was flying a plane and I saw these forts, I would just go, "Oh, I'm just gonna
bomb this little guy."
Or I'm just gonna fly around them. Like, you have the whole open sky. You just gotta stay away
Yeah.
from these.
I'm pretty sure they had a handful of spots. Let's look this up. Google. Towers built in the second order. The forts were decommissioned, like operated.
So
How many were there? Oh yeah, so there are these naval forts built in Thames estuary. There were 4 different naval forts: Rough Sands, Sunk Head, Chung Sands, and Knockjohn. And then this looks like a map of where they were. See?
I do not see. I'm still looking at.
Oh, it didn't take you with me. Hold on.
It did not take me.
Let me switch this. Stand by. I thought you came with me. Sorry.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So
See,
interesting.
So right there, Rough Sands, Sunk Head. So all of these different locations.
Okay. So I mean, I guess it's just it's kind of bottlenecks there, so it's not like they're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, those things are abandoned. Could me and you go visit one of those things?
I think you can. I don't think they'll let you go inside of it, but there are tours going
that seems
to it
pointless. Why would I go on a boat to go look at the bottom of these things?
to be like, wow, that's a nice bottom.
Like, obviously, I want to go in there. Like, why would
Yeah.
I?
Dude, I know. Wouldn't that be amazing? And you know what's crazy? Look at this. Hold on, zoom in here. See, look at that. There's like grass or bushes growing on the top of this.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Isn't that
Wow.
weird? Like, I don't know.
They were just
Well,
like-
I mean, it says
And they're
Dirt
still
ha-
like super green too.
yeah.
That's wild.
So I feel like those are pretty cool. It's an interesting history,
I-
and just like they just build these great structures, and they were decommissioned in 1950s, so they were only around for 10 years, and they were like, we're done.
Yeah. Speaking of World War II in the 1950s, I also looked up a place that is
Okay.
abandoned. Well, I guess it's not really abandoned because people go there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. I went there once when I was an early teenager.
Mm-hmm. Kansas.
Nope, never been to Kansas. but it's Fort Delaware, and it's on Peapatch Island.
I just read your message.
um, and it's Fort Delaware. It's on Peapatch Island. Let's see. And so here it is.
Whoa.
It's yeah. It's a prison. It's like an abandoned prison. Which was so, and everybody thinks that it's haunted. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The big one being that this prison it was to hold Confederate prisoners during the Civil War, and it held about 13 prisoners were held at one time, and around 33,000 were kept there in a total over the course of the war. Conditions were rough, and some 2,500 men died at the fort. And most of them are buried in Jersey right now. But then at the end of World War II, it became a state park in 1951. But everybody thinks that this place is haunted. I remember when we went as a kid, like they do this thing where the people will they'll dress up in like Civil War era times, and they do like the whole thing like where like they're in character and you have to ask them questions in character. And if you want to ask them a question out of character, you have to be like, "Hey, out of character." And which is, I mean, I'd like kudos to you for your commitment, but come on, my guy. I'm asking where the bathroom is. But they think that this place is haunted because of how many people died there and stuff like that. And they do like haunted tours, and like apparently this was like a blue man that was photographed by some visitor or something like that. They talk about kids, like there's like children ghosts that like run around near the office area, which doesn't make sense to me because this was like a prisoner camp for
why would they be children? And why would they be in the office trying to do paperwork?
Yeah. But like, it's like this whole thing, and like this is what it looks like at night. But I specifically remember going when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, like early teenager, and I had the same thought that I've always had every time I go to a place like this, which is, man, it would be so awesome to play hide and seek here.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Anytime I see like a really big abandoned building, my first thought is,
let's play hide and seek.
Bro, we could play hide and seek in here. Like, especially at night, bro. It would be it'd be so much fun. And I remember there was a TV show when I was younger called like Ghost Hunters or something like that.
Yes, yep, yeah.
And they did a Halloween special one year. And now, as Christians growing up, we did not celebrate Halloween. So Halloween night comes around, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just sitting at my house.
And they're sitting there watching TV.
And they had a Ghost Hunters. It was like a marathon or something like that. And then like at midnight at Halloween, they were doing a live episode of the Ghost Hunter team walking through Fort Delaware, which at the time when Fort Delaware was going and it was like an active prison, did you know that Fort Delaware was the largest fort in the United States?
Really?
Interesting, right? So,
yeah.
But they did like at midnight, we're going to walk through Fort Delaware. And I remember watching it, and like they were like, it's the same as every other ghost show. It's like crazy spooky stuff happens, and it's really just like a group of six guys sitting in a room talking to the walls.
Yeah. And then there's like, you hear that static? They're communicating.
Yeah, but like I remember like The Miz, who like back in that time was he was like a WWE wrestler, and he was there for some reason on the show, and he was just like, he was so bored that like it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Hey ghosts, you guys are stupid." And he was like just trying to taunt ghosts into like attacking him. And like all the ghost hunters were like, "Bro, calm down, man. You're going to get us haunted." And he was like, "I don't care." Like he was just so bored out of his mind. He ended up like leaving, and I turned it off obviously because I was like, "Dude, what is this show?" But I remember like everybody thinks that place is haunted. And I haven't been since I was like a teenager, and they did like a tour and all this other stuff. But like the hallways and stuff are so skinny and stuff like that. I just remember, and it's just a labyrinth. And I was like,
a very impressive building.
I was just be like, I would love to play hide and seek in here.
So I didn't realize, so you can still So you can still tour here.
Yeah. I think they do like paranormal tours. Like you could go.
This says, I'm looking at different stuff. Paranormal adventure. Participate in an actual paranormal
Yeah.
investigation.
It's real.
It's ongoing.
It's
been
real.
ongoing for 32 years.
It's real.
It's real. We haven't figured anything out yet, but we're getting there.
Hey, quick question. Serious question.
Sir.
How come there's no new ghosts?
Because they haven't fermented yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what was it? Our associate pastor, Mike Easter. He was like talking about ghosts, and he was like, "Bro, some of you guys get so caught up in this ghost business." He's like, "There's no ghosts." He's like, "You mean to tell me that somebody died, and then they're gonna spend the next 1,000 years just opening and closing doors?"
Yeah, that's their eternity. Maybe that's like maybe hear me out, all right? Maybe
I don't know where
hear
this
me
is going.
So listen. So all right, you're saved. You're saved.
Uh-huh.
You have two different, all right. But maybe you're not really doing that much for the Lord, and then you die, and God's like, all right, so you'll live forever with me, but you gotta open and close some doors first.
You gotta blow curtains for
blow some curtains around and scare these nincompoops.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's their punishment.
Yeah, no doubt. A drafty house is the most haunted place in America.
Well, and then like I feel like so like obviously like I believe in like demons and there's such a thing as like spiritual warfare and that kind of stuff. But like ghost, like if we're talking about like people like the souls of people that have not gone to heaven or hell, like no, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially as a Christian, like okay, so you believe that you have to accept Jesus Christ as your savior so that you die and go to heaven, and if you don't do that, you're dying and go to hell. So what happened to these people? What did they accept like Buddha or something? And that's what and like they're just stuck here forever. Like doesn't make zero sense.
Yeah, that's ghosts. They do nothing for me, man. I mean, people who are like ghosts are real. One time I saw my napkin float, and it's like okay, but
one time I saw my neighbor burst into flames. Like, well, it's because he was playing with gasoline.
yeah. That's called vapors.
Well, they had there was I don't think it was Ghost Hunters. It was a different show, but they weren't like super into like everything is ghost. I mean, they still I'm sure like believed in them in some capacity, but a lot of it was like
I think I remember what you're talking about. Like it was if somebody would make a claim that their house was haunted, and they were
trying to like disprove it basically, or show them why whatever was happening. Like one of them was. Which is really interesting. So this was in like this big theater, and they were sent. And every once in a while, these people that were in there would say they would see this, and they would all say the same thing. This like super white light would fly across the stage really fast. And they said it was the people that worked there said it was like the spirit of this person who was really big in the theater at some point. And I'm like, I don't know how you got that from a light, but whatever. Anyway, and come to find out, it's actually kind of bizarre. So like they were doing a bunch of work in the theater, like on the catwalks or something. There was a bunch of stuff going up there, and there was a paint can with no wrapper on it, and like near a window.
So it's just reflecting light.
When cars would drive by, like at like with their high beams on, it would reflect off of that, and then shoot light across the stage.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw one of the episodes like that. Like this lady had like a room full of like dolls, and here's a little fun fact about David Neath. There's not a whole lot in this life that will scare I'm scared of.
But
dolls spook me to the marrow in my bones. And I remember like I'm talking it was like middle of the day. I'm talking like 3 p.m. and there was like this like we had the show on or whatever, and like this lady was like, my doll collection is haunted, like they talked to me or something weird like that. And dude, it's again 3 p.m. It's like the middle of the day, sun is up, windows open, and they're sitting in this room with the dolls, and like one of the dolls just like tips over, like just middle of the day, 3 p.m. sunlight coming through the windows. When I tell you,
was that enough?
was the fastest man alive in that moment. I was out of the living room so fast. The naked eye could not perceive how quickly I got out of the room. There's like one thing I do not mess with, bro, and it's dolls. Reap me
They are,
out.
especially old dolls, and you're like, how did children ever play with these?
The worst ones are those ones that like blink. You know which ones I'm talking
Yes.
about? They have
Oh
like the
my-
weighted eyelids. So when
Yes,
you move the
and then
doll,
you,
they like
move it back and forth. Yeah.
oh my gosh, dude. I will
Put them on a pile and burn them.
listen. Dustin, I love you and I love your wife. If the three of us were in a room and you guys tried to lock me into a room with a doll, I would punch you and your wife in the face to get out of that room. And I love you both dearly. Like there's nothing. I would tear a hole through your wall to get out of there. Like I can't like I don't know. Here's the thing, right? I understand that it makes no sense. I understand that it's just a toy and there's no reason for me to be creeped out by it. But to my core, if I am near a doll like that, I will like, bro, I lose all brain function, all like sensibility and reason, logic. It all goes out the window. I'm just like no. And like,
Man, like,
listen, there's not a whole lot that gets me. I don't do like ghosts. Don't scare me. Zombie.
Look at this.
That's
like, how could what child would play with this?
I mean, if that's the best you can get, you know what
No.
I mean?
No.
It's called the orphanage. That's well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
I mean, some of these are like ridiculous.
But like the porcelain dolls, those things
Oh, you froze.
creep
buddy.
me out. Like just like random, like just like baby dolls, dude. And here's the thing, dude. You know what the worst part about all of this is?
What?
I'm about to have a girl.
You're about to have a girl, so the dolls are coming, buddy.
Bro, dude, we're not playing.
We're not gonna be a doll family.
No.
This is like a whole doll auction website. Look at this one.
Yeah, dude, that's horrifying. What about like
yes? How could you play with it? Look at this, $300.
yeah, just to be killed in your
But
sleep.
you save $100.
To be killed in your sleep.
16 other shoppers are interested in this thing. The other one was like $600.
Yeah. Also, yeah. All right.
Look at this.
I don't want to. I'm over it.
All right, we're done.
Yeah,
We're
I'm over it. I don't.
I'm over it.
That's yeah. I can't, dude. And I told my wife, I was like, listen, practical jokes, like you want to jump out from around the corner and go blah, like make me jump, like that's fine. All that stuff's good and fun. I was like, if you bring a creepy doll into this house, I will.
I can't be responsible for what follows.
Like I lose all again. I lose all sensibilities and reason.
As you should. I feel that way about I mean, I'm terrified of spiders. Do not like them. Not a fan. Snakes don't bother me that much, like at all.
So yeah, I don't like those things. I wouldn't say like I'm not like fans of snakes.
I am terrified of spiders. I hate them, especially like like little whatever ones. Like no, I don't care. But like I would say like when they get to be like that big and like like the fishing spiders or like wolf spiders, brown recluse, no, not a fan. I hate them. They're gross. And then anything bigger than that, nope. I will shoot them. I will shoot them. Now, like growing up, we go back in the woods. You see like one of those big like garden spiders like on a web. We go back in the woods. I lived on a farm, so you're driving whatever 4-wheeler or something in the woods. You see one of those, I'd shoot it with a shotgun. I don't care. They're evil.
Like I will say like I'm a jumpy guy, right? Like I'm jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why like we could play Repo, and I'll be like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll jump.
Yeah.
Me and you have talked about, speaking of ghosts, playing Phasmophobia, which is like a ghost hunting game.
Yeah.
We've talked about that,
But it's really just more. It's more like because I feel like honestly, it's supposed to be scary, but it's more like comedic because
For sure.
like it's ridiculous.
So, like,
it's just funny.
it's easy to, I guess, quote unquote, scare me because like I'm a jumpy guy,
Yeah.
and that's not necessarily a fear. Like I'm not scared of snakes, but if I look down and there's a snake on my shoe, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the heck? Where did that?
I would
where
agree.
did that-
Yeah, like if I saw a snake and wasn't expecting
Yeah.
it, I would definitely jump. But once I knew it was there, it really wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
because I know the snake's there, and I will just move on with life.
Spiders, though, they would still bother me, and I would be like, until someone kills this, it won't be me. I'm gonna be hiding over there.
Does
And
Kenzie kill all
maybe.
the spiders in your house?
No, but I want her to. I don't want that to be alright. I'll do all the other man stuff, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also gorillas. I know it's kind of like random, but gorillas terrify me. They are way too strong
Well,
and scary.
we've talked about this on the podcast
have.
before.
Yep.
I think right up there with dolls. Actually, probably even more so than dolls. I think that octopuses are the scariest animals on it.
They are terrifying, aren't they? Or even like when you go to like an aquarium and it's like on the side of the tank, you're like,
They look gross.
can you imagine? Like,
They're
and that's one thing. Like,
creepy.
it's in its space. It can't get to me. We're just looking at it. Like, oh, it's weird. Can you imagine being in the ocean and you see an octopus coming at
like a giant one? And those things, like, they're crazy smart. Crazy smart. There's like a theory that octopuses are actually just aliens that landed on Earth.
Well, so what's interesting about that? People talk about aliens and stuff, and I've heard a similar. It might even be like the same ish kind of thing, where people talk about like how there's not really aliens in space. Like they're really like if you want to get into like aliens, like they're in the ocean. There's so much of the ocean that's like discovered, and you have all these creatures like octopus, and then like the giant squid. No one believed that was real for hundreds of years, or maybe even thousands of years, and then one washed up somewhere, and they were like, "Oh,
Bro, yeah, those things are terrifying. I was talking
Yeah.
to my friend Andrew about it like a long time ago, and I was like, "No, octopuses are the scariest thing on the planet." And they were like, he was like, "No way! How could you be scared of an octopus?" And I was like, I showed him a video, and I was
they
like,
are," and then like their beak, the way they eat stuff.
yeah,
Like
I showed him a video of an octopus that was like in an aquarium, right? And at night, the octopus would open its own tank. It would sneak out of the tank. It would sneak like across the hallway to like a fish exhibit, and it would eat some of the fish, and then it would go back into its own tank and close its tank so that nobody knew that it.
they're geniuses.
Yeah, dude, they're horrifying. Speaking of horrifying, you need to bring up the other abandoned place that you told me about.
Yeah, so this is my favorite. Hold on, let me pull. Actually didn't have a website pulled up. Let me pull. There's not really. So, all right, I'm just going to pull up. I have Google Images open, and we're just gonna have to go through like this. And I'll explain along the way. So this is I love abandoned things. This was my idea.
Yeah, you showed me like 2 pictures of this thing, and
So here are some. I don't know how well you can see this, but like this is. Let me start at the beginning. So this is the entrance to the park. The entire thing is under this lake. You walk down this bridge, and then this little temple is the entrance. You walk down like a couple hundred feet to like the floor of the lake. The whole theme park rests on the bottom of this lake, and then
which
there's like
actually kind of
it's
sounds
in-
pretty cool.
which is cool. So this is it's called Dragon Palace in English, and it was a big deal. I think they made it in like the late 80s, early 90s, and it was supposed to be a competitor to Disneyland. So like, and some of the stuff in here, I don't know if they have any pictures of it, but was actually, you can see how they kind of stole stuff from Disney, but it's like really like crappy versions of Disney stuff. Here's so this is the main. Why is this so blurry? So like you can see all these. This is like the main entrance. Like once you get through like the ticket lines and everything, this is like the main downstairs, like the start of there. And there's like this ride. Let's see, you can actually see it here. See this? So this thing will take you around like the entire park.
And it's kind of just like to show you what the park has.
Yes.
Okay.
So the park was officially abandoned, or had its last guest sometime I think 2005, and ever since then it's been abandoned. What's interesting is there is armed security around this place.
Well,
so
yeah,
that
because
you
people like
can't-
me who would try to get their friends in there to play hide and seek.
Well, so there is a guy on YouTube. There's only one. So the people that go and explore these kinds of like abandoned things, they're called like urban explorers is what like they're
Yeah,
they've coined their own name to be.
videos of those guys, like those types of guys who like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that stuff. Some of those people are really annoying. Just like their voice, and they act like what they're doing is like the most dangerous thing in the world. It's like, dude, you're looking at something that where no one lives, so it's not that big a deal. Anyway, but it's really cool. There's only one person I believe that actually has been inside of this, and has footage of it
Since
and
2005.
Since 2005.
Okay.
And it's really, really cool. I can't remember. I don't think there's any language in the video, so I can't inherently endorse it. But so don't watch it. But anyway, it was really, really interesting because I mean, this is a massive park. We're talking tens of thousands, if not like 100,000 square feet of park. I mean, there's a lot. You know, I don't remember what the size of the thing was, but it. I mean, it's imagine like your average like farm in Delaware under the lake at the bottom of the lake.
Right. Which
Like-
I'm like I said, dude, ain't the concept one. Why did the place close?
I mean, it's there was I looked into that and there was something about there being. I think they had like a partnership with some Japanese company because China's obviously communist. So when it comes to their like markets where they try to do things that are more like free market, a lot of times they'll partner with like other countries to kind of like do stuff like this, and this is a big joint venture. I think Japan backed out of it. Dragon
The Wonderland Amusement Park, is
Palace.
that what it's called?
No,
Underwater
It's
Dragon
like-
Palace.
Dragon Palace, yes.
I googled it and it's showing me a Chinese restaurant in Rhode Island. A defunct dark ride.
I don't
Dragon Palace Amusement.
I don't think there is one because there's really not that much information on other than what the guy from the YouTube video had found, and there's a couple other things I think that are about that, but he pretty much started it. This is from MSN. That's not actually an article. It's the
This
same
this
video.
report indicates that oh dude, this is wild. Maybe we don't want to play hide and seek here. It says this some sources suggest that it was abandoned. This says around 2008, a specific part. And then it says
where are you looking at?
this is a Google overview.
Okay.
And it says that there's also rumors of abandoned animatronics and even reptiles inhabiting the property.
Yeah, there's a lot of animatronics there, and they're all abandoned. And some of them are like really creepy looking. Like I'm pretty sure one of them is like this giant frog that's kind of dressed like a cop, but he's got like a
you
sword
showed
and something
me
else
the
that's really
lobster
bizarre.
one, which was
Is this still showing you? Are we in the
Yeah.
you're on the same thing? Stand by. I wonder if it'll show. So I mean, this is a shark right here.
he's got a little
Um,
boopy nose.
Yeah, it's very poorly drawn, but it's very terrifying.
I'm not gonna lie,
um,
dude. I feel like a place like this. If we had a place like this, I would go at least once just for the novelty. Like,
Yeah, but look, so this is like an overhead view. I mean, look at this. So here's like some of the amusement park, and then this is like underground. Isn't that wild?
yeah, that's insane. But dude, for sure, like that kind of stuff.
I
like,
wish there were more pictures of it because I watched a video and there was so much. Look at this. This is in there too.
that's terrifying. Dude,
Yep.
However,
There's a-
if we were playing hide
there's-
and seek, I would hide in his mouth.
Yes, and I would say, "Ha, I got you," and then he would eat me.
No, the animatronics would definitely terrify, especially running through there at night.
And there's a lot of them at every single that's like the whole entire like underground thing. And there's like there are entire not like server rooms, but like mechanical rooms filled with like switchboards and stuff for the electric. A whole like security station with a bunch of TVs that are set up for cameras and everything. Like, and all of this stuff is still there.
Yeah, that's horrifying. You sent me this picture. Let me see if I can find. You sent me this picture.
Yes.
Like,
Trying to
look
find that
how
again.
horrifying this thing is.
Yes.
This is an amusement park. Like, children went here, and
Children
this is
went
what
there.
you're showing them. Like, that is terrifying, dude. And like,
China.
this guy's not as bad, but that guy right there, that is nightmare fuel if I have ever seen it.
Yeah, this might be the video I watch. This guy. Yeah, I mean, oh here's See, this is one of the animatronics.
It didn't pop up.
You don't see it?
You have to share your screen again
Oh, why did it stop?
because I took it away from you so I could show you the crazy lobster guy. The evil, what was the lobster from SpongeBob?
Larry Lobster. Evil Larry. Look at this.
See, bro, that's supposed to be like a geisha or something.
Yeah. Emphasis on the goo. Sorry. I was given an inch and I took a mile.
Yeah, no, that place on paper. That whole place sounds really, really cool. The fact that it's abandoned, I would like to go check it out.
Tale of Dragon Palace in VR.
But like,
No.
yeah, I don't think that's what. But like, that's what I mean. Like when I see like a empty mall or an abandoned building like that, like a mall, don't you think like a mall would be the most fun place to play hide and seek at like 2 in the morning?
Yes, absolutely.
Like that stuff I feel like is just so like so much fun. Like even as an adult, as a grown man, if we could get a group of guys into a big empty building like that to play hide and seek.
Yes, to play hide and seek would be incredible. And there's because the options are like limitless, and you could do so much with that.
Yeah, for sure. We used to when I was a teenager, we used to go into the church in the middle of the night and play hide and seek. We would like cut the power to the whole building so there would be like no lights at all. And we would just be like sneaking around in the dark playing hide and seek and capture the flag and stuff like that.
That hide and seek is like it was fun like as kids and really up until I mean honestly we were probably still like teenagers and we'd have like family events and like we would play hide and seek.
We used to play
we'd call it something, whoa, look. So this is you always play hide and seek. You just shift the name from hide and seek to manhunt. It's the exact same thing. Well, there's no difference.
Wasn't manhunt? We always played when we played manhunt. We played it as if it was instead of one person looking for everybody, it was everybody looking for one person. That's what we did when we played.
I don't think I've ever played that way. I feel like we just played it as like hide and seek.
Yeah, I would play hide and seek, but we would also play manhunt where it would be like
that would make sense. Just like give it a name.
Yeah, everybody was looking for one person, and I used to love playing that stuff. We also did a thing one time where we on the church property outside in the middle of the night, we would split up into teams. Like if we had 8 people, it'd be 4-on-4, or 5-on-3, something like that. And like the 3 would go hide, and then the 5 would have to find those 3. And like if you got caught, then you had to go to the picnic tables because that's where the prison was. But like we used to play that, dude, and like I'm talking like we'd be hiding on top of like the church buses. We'd be like we would get into it, dude. We would play like crazy. And I feel like even as an adult, like I feel like if you got a group of guys together to play hide and seek, especially in like a big empty building like that, I'd be in for sure. It wouldn't be hard to convince me to do that at all.
No, it would be pretty easy for me to be convinced to do that.
Yeah.
Here's some good pictures. This is a really you can't see this.
Yeah, I'm looking at
you're looking at the different one. Stand by. This is from the guy that went there. His Facebook, he shared them. So these are higher quality images. So look at this.
Yeah.
So that you can see this is what I was telling you about, like the little the train sort of thing that takes you around the whole place. But like look at this, and like what's wild, this is at the bottom of the lake. Like how many thousands of pounds of pressure is on this thing? And when he was in there, like there wasn't really any evidence of like water getting through anything. Like no mold or mildew or like water spots or like puddles like in there. So it was surprisingly, I guess, especially by like, I feel like anything in China is going to be like terrible, but it was apparently relatively safe.
Interesting. Yeah. Now like zoom out. Now just imagine. Yeah.
In the dragon's mouth.
Imagine you spotted me and we just were booking through there and you're chasing me trying to tag me. I'm just like I used that pole to just vault over the well in the middle of the room. Like that stuff would be so much fun.
It would be incredible. What other pictures does he have? See, this is the one. So this is from higher up. You can see it's a large room. It's very big.
And he snuck into this place? Is that
He
what?
snuck into this place he met someone. He came there, I think, specifically to find this place and met up with someone who also was like a Chinese like urban explorer and knew how they could get in here without it being an issue.
I mean,
so
that sounds pretty cool, though.
it's. I mean, the video was like almost 2 hours long. It was a huge park, and they didn't even get to every single bit of it. It was just like they covered a lot of ground, but it was really look at this.
That's kind of scary, actually. Could you imagine
little
being
horn
in the
man.
dark and you just turn around and you see that?
Yeah, that would be a good time to get out of there.
Whoa,
See,
what is, bro? What?
That's Greg.
Bro, that looks like some Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, that's not even like this. They were fixing this one. That's why it's in this room.
Bro, that's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Look at this. That's the entrance right there. This temple.
Yeah, the temple's pretty cool though.
It's huge. Look at this. And all of this stuff is with it. So you walk in, you can see the steps. You walk up, and then once you get to here, you walk down.
So my other question is like, I wonder if you were standing on that island, would you be able to hear anything happening under the lake, or would it just be dead silent?
I think it'd just be dead silent.
Which is crazy because then I feel like if you lived next to Six Flags, your biggest complaint would be how loud it is at all
Yeah.
times. But like if you lived next to this place, like you wouldn't even know that anybody was there.
Yep.
Granted,
Look,
also
see,
it's under a lake, so if people were dying, you would never know.
This thing was lit up.
Oh, I bet they can draw probably some power and stuff to there still.
I guess they probably don't really have a way of completely turning it off. I guess.
No, if it's under the lake, you'd have to drain the lake to actually. I would assume you'd have to drain the lake to actually do any lasting effects to stop that.
I don't know what China does. Oh, I think we're back through. Yeah, look at it. Anyway, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
I don't have anything more exciting than that
You might
other
want to
than
stop sharing your screen before everybody starts taking your Facebook info.
Yeah. Oh, honey, this is neat. So this is an abandoned town in Nambia where all the houses are filled with sand.
Looks like a Call of Duty level.
Yeah. Well, if you look up like most abandoned places, the first one that comes up is Pripyat in Ukraine, where Chernobyl was. Which, if you're a PUBG fan, that's like the main map.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was
So,
it.
yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
I
abandoned
love
places.
this stuff. I watch like so many videos on YouTube. So
Dustin,
I like
I
watching a
think
lot
you
of
might
like
be losing
informational
me.
stuff on YouTube. Like about cars or gun. Like it's fun. You lose me? Am I here?
Just trying to reconnect.
Oh no! Am I here now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. But as far as like, if you were to say like guilty pleasure, like what I would enjoy watching on YouTube outside of the like learning aspect, like I love the abandoned stuff. I watch it for so long. Like all these, there's so many like
I get it. That
abandoned
stuff's interesting.
castles that are like deep in the woods, and like my wife is like, I don't like it because it's depressing. Because I'm like, which I understand, but I think it's cool because it's like there's a history here, and someone had started this. Like people used to be here, and then at some point it just stopped
It's
for
just
some
and
reason.
it's just cool to explore something like that.
Yeah, and then like you can like think about like you can, if you don't know any of the history of it, you can like try to come up with it yourself. Like
Well, I did.
there are in Europe.
I make stuff
yeah,
up all
dude,
the time.
I make it up every day. That's how do you think I made it this far?
Yeah, but abandoned places, bro. It's fun
Yeah.
times.
I think it's cool.
But we've been going like an hour and a half, so we probably wrap this
Have we?
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested, Dustin and I have been talking. We're probably going to get a game night going here soon. We've already had some people email in to play some maybe play some Repo, maybe play some other stuff. We've had suggestions come in as well, but we're gonna try to figure that kind of stuff out. Get some games going. It'll be a good time. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to the Calm Down It's Fine channel, but also like and subscribe to Good Company channel. Because we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. So feel free to email in at the Good Company email, which I believe is I forgot what it is. I will put it in the description of this video because
just email us at email.email@email.com and we'll get someone to get it.
I forgot what the email is. I think it's like CDIF Good Company, maybe. I'm gonna put it in the description.
Yeah. He'll figure it out.
Yep, I'll figure it out.
He's a good little boy like that.
But email in if you want to play. We'll get in touch. We'll figure something out.
Yep. And I guess we should do Jesus.
Yep. Gospel drop. Go.
Acts 4:12 says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved." There's no name, there's nothing that can save you from an eternity in hell except for Jesus Christ accepting what he did for us on the cross by bearing our sin for us. And he was a perfect man. He's the Son of God. He died for us. You accept him as your Savior. You accept what he did for you on the cross, then he will save you. Amen. And amen. And a woman.
All right, you comrades and finites. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video. And we will see you next time on the Calm Down It's Fine podcast.
Where David will turn 126.
So calm down.
It's fine.
Calm down, it's fine. Take it step by step. We're sitting on the couch, laughing at the missteps. Cam, David, and Dustin guiding our ride. Embrace the absurd, let the good vibes collide.